Jackson. Very nice to see you.
Very nice to see you again.
So, how has everything been? Tell me, anything new going on in life? How are you?
I'm good.
Nice.
Yeah, just same old, just work and school. Now I'm out of school, it's summertime, so more work, more hours.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, are you still at the same job that you were working last month? I believe was our last session.
Yes, I am still at the same job.
Very nice. And remind me what that was again?
I am a mechanic at a power sports dealership
Very nice.
in Waterbury.
Very nice. And what do you typically do?
At my job?
Yeah, like are you behind the scenes? Are you up front?
So, no, I'm behind the scenes in the
Mhm.
shop, so I work with 3 or 4 other mechanics.
Nice.
And I just build dirt bikes, quads, jet skis, snowmobiles.
Nice. Now, how is it? Do you like your job? Do you not like it? Talk
Well,
to me.
it's definitely better from my last job. The hours are better, but which also comes with working more and longer hours in the day. And it's work, and
Right.
I make better money there, so that's a plus.
Of course.
But
of
it is
course.
more stressful to work a little bit more. Yeah.
Right. And now, when you say more hours and you're working longer, more days, what does that typically look like for you? Like, what would a week
Yeah. So
look like as far as hours?
So I work about 45 hours a week, which is a lot more compared to my other job. I work 6 days a week,
Mm-hmm.
Monday through Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
9 to 5:30 every day. And yeah, I wake up in the morning. I should make myself breakfast. I don't. I just pack enough snacks to get me to lunch,
Mm-hmm.
and then I don't make myself a lunch.
Mm-hmm.
So I spend money there. So I'm spending about $100 a week on just lunch.
And how does that? How do you deal with that? Is that something that bothers you? Is it
It-
something
it-
that you're okay with?
It bothers me, but not enough to get up and make myself a lunch. Yeah. So yeah, basically throughout my day, I just go there, sweep up a little bit, build some units, and then I'll help the other mechanics. Probably after lunch, I usually help the other mechanics do bigger jobs like engine rebuilds and all that kind of stuff. More hands-on
How
stuff.
are your relationships in work?
In work,
Yeah, manager, bosses,
it's
coworkers.
honestly the most laid-back job I've had. Manager-wise, the manager's very, very good to us. He's a manager, but he's also a mechanic, and he's a little bit similar to my age. He's about 10 years older than me, so he's a little bit more laid back and chill, but it's also very stressful knowing that I'm working on sometimes $20,000-$30,000 machines that I don't own. So if I mess something up or break something, that's very stressful, and I was never trained. Like, I know enough to get by, and I have background knowledge of being a mechanic, but some of the stuff I'm not trained to do, and I'm trying to do it and be precise with it, and patient with stuff. And it's hard when I get really stressed out when I make a mistake, because it's not it's an expensive mistake to make.
Would you often say that there's more anxiety? Anxiety's like heightened from this job compared to
My last job,
past
absolutely.
jobs?
Absolutely, yeah. You're just working on more expensive shit than my last job, and like you're giving it to the customer, and sometimes the customer is very specific about how they want it and stuff like that, and then like if they're a returning customer, they're gonna relay that back to like the owner, and then it looks bad on me, so it looks worse. So definitely a heightened anxiety, yeah, for sure.
Would you say that on a day-to-day basis when you're working on these things, is it something that's running through your mind constantly, or do you just kind of...
Constantly, because I've made already several mistakes, and they're repeating mistakes, and that's the worst part, I think. So yeah, I mean, I'm constantly on edge there. I'm always trying to do the right thing, and sometimes when you're trying to be efficient and be, like I said, precise with things, you get very anxious. I'm just always on edge, yeah.
Now, when you make mistakes or anything relating to that, when it comes time to tell, your manager or your boss? Is that something that, you feel it works you up, or is it, easy to communicate with them? Is it hard? Tell me a little bit about like the communication.
Yeah, so sometimes I could fix it myself, the mistake.
Mm-hmm.
But if there's times where I can't, then it's like I'll try to find a coworker to help me. And if they can't, then I gotta go and tell my manager, and it's very stressful. Yeah, I mean, my manager handles it well. He doesn't ever like yell at me or anything like that. He doesn't raise his voice at me, but it's just a fear factor of, if I keep making the same mistake, they're gonna fire me. That's the fear factor part of it.
Of course.
But I mean, yeah, if I can't fix it myself, then I get very anxious and anxiety and overwhelmed.
Does any of that follow home with you? Do you ever bring the anxiety?
Yeah, I mean, when I get home, it's like, if I'm working 6 days a week, I get home around 6 o'clock at night, and I get maybe a couple hours to eat, shower, and I'm going to bed around 10 o'clock at night. I gotta do it all again the next morning. It's like, I only have a couple hours to chill out at home, and then it's waking up the next morning and it's on my mind again. So work is a huge part of my life. You spend half your life, like half your time at work, so work is always on my mind. Yeah.
So how, rating on a scale of 1 to 10, your schedule, how would you compare that? Like, is it ideal? Is it not?
To have a balanced work life, social life, balance a girlfriend, balance home life, family, and all that, it is very difficult. But at the same time, if you're not working these hours, I'm not gonna live the life that I want to live, so I need the money, and I know that. So if I have to be stressed and anxious, I gotta put food on the table,
And how is everything aside from work, like with your schedule and waking up every morning, working, a 9 to 5? How do you manage other things? Do you find yourself stressed out trying to manage relationships or social life?
Absolutely. My friends don't work as much as I do. They always want to go out and hang out, go to the bar and everything, and I'm like, I can't. I gotta wake up and go to work tomorrow morning. Girlfriend wants to go out to dinner. I'm like, I can't. I got work in the morning, or I don't have the money at the moment. It's definitely an anxious thing. Yeah, absolutely. It's like I want to provide for said family or girlfriend like that, or I want to go hang out with friends, but work doesn't make that possible. And if I want to make it possible, then the next day at work I'm slow or not paying attention because I'm tired and exhausted, which causes me to make problems. I've woken up sometimes and I'm just like not in it, and like I'm at work and I'm just dragging, and that's when mistakes happen, and that's why you can't do that.
Right. And when you're in school, you're still working the same amount of hours, or is it different?
Nope. So I work, I go to school in the mornings when I'm at school, and then right after that I go into work. So I'm working less hours, but at the same time, it's almost worse going to school than working full hours, full time at a job, because with school, it's mentally stressful.
Right.
Works both mentally and physically, but school is just mentally. And adding both of those together, it makes it 10 times more stressful.
Right. And now are you in school every single day, or is it an alternating schedule?
For school, it was every single day, yeah. 5 days a week. But some days I would have only one class, and then some other days I would have 2 classes. So it kind of alternates like that. Right now it's summertime, not in school. I'm full time right now. It's definitely relieved a little bit of stress, but it's still there.
Do you feel that you're missing out on anything really, or would you stay at your job? Is this something that you want to do to continue throughout the years, or are you looking to change, the scenery?
Not really sure at the moment. Right now I'm definitely staying there for sure. I'm not looking anywhere else. My schedule is a little bit complex, but I don't think that any other job would, suffice that or, change that at all. So yeah, I'm not looking to go anywhere right now. I like where I'm at. Job is, it's nice because I grew up around this kind of stuff. And I love, right now I ride dirt bikes and I ride all that kind of stuff. So it's fun working there, but it's definitely stressful. But I mean, it comes with a price, like everything.
Absolutely. Would you say what you're doing right now, do you enjoy working on, all this stuff? Do you find like a passion?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I definitely, when I feel like when you have a passion for something, work feels like not so much as I have to go to work. It's like, you know what, I like building this kind of stuff. I like working on this kind of stuff. It's a little bit relaxing, absolutely, yeah.
And I know you mentioned before that you were never trained before this. So how was, starting out getting these, jet skis and dirt bikes? How did they make you feel? Nervous?
It made me nervous and it made me a little bit embarrassed because I kept having to ask questions for a coworker, be like, hey, where does this go or where does this go? Constantly asking questions. But now where I'm at now, I'm a lot more better with it because I've been doing it for 6 months,
Right.
But yeah, I mean,
would you say they've made like a healthy environment for learning? Are they patient?
My coworker that I talked to and I've become very friendly with, he's very good with helping me out whenever I need it. And my manager too, he's very good at, helping because they have to be, they're like expensive machines, they can't be like, dude, figure it out yourself. They have to be, but they do make it very, very helpful for stuff,
Are they understanding with, if you don't understand anything or if you can't work on something, they're cool about it?
Yeah, they're never like forcing me to like try to figure it out myself or anything, I try to push myself to do more than I'm not capable, but do more than I'm expected to do, just because I want to I want to be, fit in with the other mechanics. The other mechanics are way more experienced and knowledgeable than me, and so I'm just trying to do better. So that definitely enhances a lot of stress too. Yeah.
Has there ever been an instance where when you're working on something you kind of just leave it if you don't know what to do next, or do you typically follow through with that?
If I have a lot of different things going on around me, like I'm building multiple things or multiple stuff has to get done, and I know that I have this amount of time to do it or that day to get it done, I'll jump around here and there to get other, like if I know how to do this, like all of it, I'll do that. But let's say I get stuck on something over here, that's when I'll jump around, finish that. If I know someone's busy and can't help me with it, that's how I'll do it. Yeah.
Nice. Well, I guess that would conclude our session for today.
Perfect.
So that was amazing being able to talk about work, school, family, everything like that, social life. So I guess I'll see you next month for same session.
That would be perfect.
Awesome. Thank you so
very
much.
Appreciate it.